My channel just skyrocketed. It felt like winning a lottery. I've been feeling extremely lonely. YouTube became my life. You can always find yourself behind the bars. Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel, and in this video I will share with you my conclusions of the 2021. And now I'm so nervous because it took me time to set this all up. So my mic is here, the laptop that you probably can see, and especially I want to show you this Christmas decoration that my mom made. And in this video I just will jump to the I'm already repeating myself because I know that I'm supposed to cut this, but okay, let's try to not do it. In this video I will tell you about several things, and I have them written here in my script. Yes, I scripted this all, I scripted my whole personality. The first one is my channel growth, how my channel began to grow. Another thing is why 3 goes after 1. Another thing is fear, future, my future goals. Then, very intriguing, my channel became my life. Loneliness, impact of my channel, and future plans again, but okay. So I wanted to tell this for a long time. It would be better to separate it for several videos. For example, I think I should have done it in the beginning of the 2021. When my channel was just growing, I really needed to tell it to you. That's why I wrote that post where I wrote that like I'm very overwhelmed. So now I just want to go back to that time. It was February, March of 2021, and just tell you what's happening. So if you look at this table, you can see that my channel just skyrocketed after my video about my lovely hometown Spask gained 2 million views, and before February my channel had about 4,000 subscribers, but within a week it gained 100,000 subscribers. And I remember that before that time I was running my channel for about half a year, very slowly, in my slow pace. I would receive some Instagram messages in a week, but after my channel became popular, I became receiving 10, 20 messages a day, where people told me, I found your channel, your channel is so cool, I'm so grateful, thank you for making all your videos and all this stuff. And it was a very stressful process in a good way. And I remember that it took me time to adjust to it. That's why I wrote that post. I was like, oh my god, what should I do? And some really smart ideas and comments really helped me. Some of them was, you don't own us anything. Don't break what already works. Just stay yourself, and if it already worked well in this way, you should continue it. And I was like, yeah, so that's how I was trying to find my own style of making videos. And yeah, this skyrocketing, I wish every YouTuber to experience this, because this is what happens when the almighty algorithm just picks you up and recommends your videos to each other, each people, everyone. Almost bachelor in linguistics. Here we go. It felt like winning a lottery. I just felt that I'm finally doing what I like, because this is just my dream to travel, to make videos, and I just can experiment so much. I can go to that place, the place that I wanted to visit for such a long time, and film there. I can stay home and discuss that topic. And I just felt that I finally feel that my skills come in handy. I finally feel that I am expressing myself, and this is appreciated. Because it's like an outlet. I didn't feel this before. I didn't feel this, the whole my life. But now I just like to create. Yeah, I like to create something. I'm creating content. I'm creating videos. And of course, the second chapter of my YouTube success is income that I became guessing from videos. Now I will expand on that. Yeah, so after my YouTube channel became popular, actually before I turned on monetization, I think 1 month before, and also I have Patreon. This is like another source of income for me, and my life changed just dramatically. It was just a nice shift, because before it was a really bad moment in my life, because basically my 2019-2020 year was just an amazing year that I spent not in Russia, I spent it in the United States. So I went there as an exchange student, even though it wasn't like an exchange program. It was a program funded by the American embassy in Moscow. Vatniks would say by Gazdepp, and everything there was paid for me, so it was like a sponsored program. I won the scholarship, I went to Minnesota for 2 semesters, I traveled, I studied, it was a life-changing experience. But after that I had to return to Russia, and it wasn't a degree program, it was a non-degree program, and I had to return to Russia. And after that, so after having an amazing time there, I returned to Russia, and this time coincided with the COVID outbreak. And I returned from America to Spassk. I knew I was preparing myself for that, but just I didn't know that it would hit me so bad. And I also had like some health problems, and because of this I also had some mental health problems too, because just psychology is really connected to our health. And the worst thing was that I was going to different doctors, like I spent all the money to these doctors, because even though it's supposed to be free, I mean the medical care in Russia, it's not free really, and I was completely all on my own. And now I think that it's really cool that I managed to survive the times. And the only thing that helped me, that gave me motivation, was my YouTube channel that back then had like 3,000 subscribers. I felt so lonely and like desperate, because there were protests in Russia at that time, and the political situation just would remind you that you are just a slave and this system was so bad. But my YouTube channel, I just continued making my videos, because it is the only thing where I felt that this is the only thing that brings me joy in my life. Yeah, and after that my health problems kind of decreased, so they almost don't bother me today. And I'm telling this all to you just to show how I feel that my YouTube channel growth was like a reward for me, really a reward, like you deserve this. Well, I know that it is a combination of several factors, like the algorithm, then that I continued making videos really steadily once a week, also just luck, and also my hard work, I know, but I personally like to see it as like a reward. And yeah, returning to the money parts, I just felt like so many opportunities opened for me, and I felt that I can go to buy groceries, I can go to coffee shops now to buy coffee. Yeah, but it's, well, not only this, I also bought a lot of like technical stuff, the mic, the laptop, what else? Oh yeah, iPhone that I'm filming this video now. People are asking me about my camera, and yeah, I will film this all with iPhone 12 Pro. It's so cool, and I realized that now I can travel. I became a full-time YouTuber. It feels for me sometimes I'm just underestimating my work, and it seems that I'm doing just like, kicking the air, as we say in Russian, and that I don't deserve this. And I actually told this to my therapist. Yeah, I have like online psychology sessions, and once I said this phrase to her, like, I feel that I don't deserve this. My dog. I feel that I don't deserve this. I'm just making videos and getting money for nothing. And she was like, wait, you are making almost a full journalist work. You are going to places, you film them, you give your commentary. Because you're a blogger, your work is somehow different. And this is what I constantly try to remind myself. But yeah, I'm overthinking too much. It is my lifestyle. Let's not concentrate on these difficult parts of managing this all, because again, I feel that my life changed for the better, and I hope that in the future it will not get worse. Sometimes I have fear that something can happen, but I hope this will not happen. And this brought me to another chapter of my video. This is fear. I mean, I live in Russia, but in the past year it became even worse, because in 2020 there were protests in Khabarovsk and I was actively visiting them. I made videos about protests about Navalny's poisoning, and I made these videos because I just really wanted to tell about this. I know that people don't really like political negative stuff on my channel, but still I want to share, because this is what hurts, pains in my soul. But at some point, when not even when my channel became growing, but with months, because all the repressions increased, because the political situation was becoming more tied up, can I say so? And at some point I became paranoid, really. I deleted all my videos where I was like mentioning the protest. Yes, I gave up. I don't go to protest anymore. There are not so many of them this month because our government is doing everything to not have them. But just I feel that it is, I don't know, probably even it's hard to explain to foreign people. But in Russia you can go to jail for making a video about a protest, for just standing with a poster, for posting body positive pictures online. It's just so messed up. You can read this all online. If somebody wants to put me to jail, they can make up any reason. They don't even need a reason. Like, I don't know. And maybe you think that I gone crazy, but no, I spoke to some other Russian YouTubers who make such kind of content, and they feel this. I mean, all my peers feel the same. You know, we have this phrase «От сумы до тюрьмы не зарекайся». It means that, like, never say never. You can always find yourself behind the bars. And that's why my mental health was not really incredible because of that. But finally I realized that I'm fine. I'm fine because I deleted all my videos, and I'm not really a threat to them because my audience is not Russian. Because I'm making videos for the foreign audience mostly, and I'm not calling for any protests, right? And that's why I'm not really going to discuss anything political. But I mean, I really don't need to mention politics because you see everything in my videos. I've been feeling extremely lonely this month, and because it's important to mention that now I'm in Spassk, in my hometown, and I spent here 2 months after returning from Moscow, and I came here because of my driving exam, and also then after that, actually tomorrow, I'm going to Khabarovsk to spend there 1 more month. And I hope that after that I will be able to go to Moscow again, to the European part of Russia, because in Spassk it's just that. I mean, I have nobody in this city. I returned here for the driving exam, and I want to talk about the driving exam a little. I didn't pass it again. I mentioned this exam in my videos in the summer for many times, and the meme was that I constantly couldn't pass the exam, and people were like, haha, it is the main antagonist of your channel. But really, guys, I sometimes feel really annoyed when I see comments about how's your driving exam? And the thing is that I tried to do it for 7 times, but every time something spoils. Because last time my driving instructor, I really didn't like him because he is really rude. He would say swear words when you are driving with him. He would blame you for your mistakes so that you are so scared and you're making even more mistakes. And because of this approach, of course, not only because of this, but I didn't pass the exam because all the situation is so stressful. They make it stressful for you. They tell you to come at 10 a.m., but then they show up at 12 and you have to stand there in the cold. After that, another time, I chose another driving instructor in another school and he was really polite, everything was fine, but the car that I was driving in, it was a different car from that another driving school that I'm assigned to. Every time something happens, and the thing is that I especially have to come to Spassky for this exam, not only to come but also to book some driving lessons in advance that I always do. And when you don't pass the exam, they postpone the next exam in like a month or in 2 months. So this process can just go on for years and it is so stressful. I didn't want to mention it in that video, but I have to show you like why I return to Spassky all the time. The thing is that I don't really need a driving license. I don't know why I convinced myself that I need it. And because of this, I would return to Spassky every time. And now, since I came from Moscow, in Moscow it was amazing. Not amazing, but I liked it more than in the Far East. But here I spent November, well, I traveled to Ussurisk, then I spent 2 weeks in Vladivostok where I filmed my snowstorm video. But then I returned to Spassky because my exam was on the 16th of December. I didn't pass it and decided, well, I would stay in my house with my parents until the New Year's to celebrate the New Year's with them. And it just, I don't know, I feel that I'm putting myself into some really harmful situation for my health, for my mental health, because I need like people around. I need to go to the clubs, I don't know, to meet new people. Some people who will appreciate me, who will, maybe because of some vanity, I need some people just to show me that I'm worth something. I don't know, I'm alone. Maybe it's just not right time. And I've been living in this state of mind for 2 years. I didn't want to share my personal life too much. I just wanted to state the fact that, yeah, I feel lonely. Many people feel this, and maybe my rant will help someone to realize that they're not alone. Yeah, it's paradoxical because like we're all lonely people in different parts of the world, but maybe it just makes your life easier to realize that some other people feel lonely too. And I myself know the reason of this loneliness just because I'm not really outgoing these days. I really like different events, lectures, but yeah, I can visit it only in Moscow, in Khabarovsk to some extent, but not in Spassky where there's just nothing here. I feel that I especially feel this way because YouTube became my life, but I'm trying to change this situation in the new year. I don't want to stay in the Far East for a long time. I mean, I don't want to stay in Russia, and this is another very unclear topic for me, whether I want to move. Of course I want, because I have no hope. I think it will worsen with every year, but it feels that I'm not doing anything to move out. Because 1 year ago, I was sitting under that fir tree here, and I was saying in my Q&A video, like, yeah, I want to move, I need to research some scholarship programs, but now it feels like now I'm like wearing pink glasses because my level of life in Russia became a little higher than it was before. And like I can buy good food, I can drink this coffee and feel that, well, everything is fine. But then I remember myself that in 3 years it can be very bad, and my biggest fear now is that I will close up here before I find a way to escape from here. And I tell myself that you have to, like, you have maybe at least, because I've never visited Europe, I visited only the United States, and I have to travel there just to see. I have to decide for myself what I want to study as my master's degree, and I don't know, but finally I decide that I will think about it, but a little bit later. Now I just need to stand on my feet, and after that I will think about it. Really, this is the biggest question for my life now. And my personal goal in the new year is to concentrate on something more than YouTube. So my YouTube channel came to my life unexpectedly. I mean, that growth. And somehow now I have to find ways to deal with it, and I'm constantly trying to reflect on this, like, what is my YouTube channel for? And your guys' comments and messages really help me in this, because I would receive many messages saying that, thank you, I'm really interested in Russia, I'm learning the Russian language, I want to know how life there, and your videos show me that. Sometimes I would get messages from people who were raised in the Cold War era, and they say that they thought that Russians are these like scary, evil Russians in the Hollywood movies, but my videos show them that we're just normal, usual people, and we want to live our life without any wars, and this is only our politicians who are doing all this stuff. And somebody also said that my videos play a big role in developing Russian tourism. I don't know, maybe some people will be inspired and less scared to go to Russia thanks to my videos. And I didn't plan to do this, but I guess maybe I'm doing something good for my country. And if so, I'm really glad that I'm being useful for the society. And one thing that I personally try to do is to show Russia as it is. I'm not trying to play with some stereotypes like, you know, the Ushanka hat, or yes, we dance hard bass, because nobody I know in Russia really listens to hard bass. It is just a stereotype created for them, for some people. And to conclude, I just want to say that I am really grateful to you guys for watching my videos, for all your support, for appreciating my efforts, just for supporting my values. And I feel that YouTube now is like a competition for me. Yeah, it is scary because more views brings more responsibilities, but it's like a game. I want to play this game and I want to be one of the best, and I want to have more subscribers this year. I don't know how many. I hope to get 500,000 K, maybe 1 million, maybe 1 million is too much, but this is only the beginning, and I'm so excited how many new challenges will this year bring me. Thank you guys for being with me this year. I wish you to have a good day, good weekends, and stay tuned. I'll see you very soon in my next video. Goodbye. Why I waved it like this? It is hi, it is not goodbye. Okay, good.